Hello, this is Chitran Saxena from Just Tutors. Today we are going to learn about non-contact forces, a subtopic of the chapter Force and Pressure of a book. Let's move ahead and have some objectives of today's topic. The very first is what are non-contact forces and types of non-contact forces. Let's move ahead and start with this video. Before starting this topic, we'll have some warm-up questions. You can pause the video and try these questions, and after that you can check your answers on the next slide. So here are your answers. If your answers are correct, then well done, you have very good basic knowledge about the topic, which is very required for this topic. So let's move ahead. There we go. There are certain forces in which it is not required that the bodies remain in contact in order to have the force exist between them. Those kind of force are called non-contact force. As by the word we may relate or understand, non-contact means there is no contact between the force from the source of the force and the object where the force has to be applied. So they are also known as non-physical interaction forces. You must remember from our very first video of this lesson about these forces. We can also say that non-contact forces don't have to touch to have an effect. They work over a distance or a field of influence. There are three types of non-contact forces, which are as follows. The very first is magnetic force. You all must be well aware or familiar with this. Electrostatic force and then gravitational force. Let's learn about magnetic force. This is the force exercised by magnets, means the force which is applied using magnets. Every magnet has two poles, the one is north and the second is south. It is produced by the moving charges. Remember, opposite charges or opposite poles attract each other, same poles repel each other. For example of magnetic force, we can take a magnet and bring some iron nails near it. The nails get attracted by the magnet. There is absolutely no contact between them. But still, the nails were attracted towards a magnet due to the attractive force of the magnet. So this is an example of non-contact forces. Now think of the door of your refrigerator. The door has magnet attached to it. When you try to close the door and you bring it quite near, then it gets closed itself due to the magnetic force. Yeah, you can also think of more examples. Now the second is electrostatic force. This is the force exercised by charged bodies on uncharged bodies. It is produced by stationary charges. This force comes into action even when the bodies are not in contact. As the word electrostatic, it can be broken into two words. One is electric and the second is static. So electric means charged body and static is at rest. For example, we can think of when the comb runs through the hair, it attracts pieces of paper wherein electrostatic charge play a major role. Dust particles stick to cars or metals or any of the places because dust particles have got electrostatic charge. You can see the same example on the TV screen as well. Layer of dust always sticking on TVs because of this force. When we take our sweaters off in the winters, the spark cause or the hair in arms rises due to electrostatic forces or electrostatic charges. The last is gravitational force. The gravitational force is a force that attracts any body or any object with its mass. Basically, the concept of gravitational or gravitation tells us that every object in this universe, whether it's a tiny or a huge object, all of them exercise an attractive force on every other object existing on Earth. Examples for this force may be or could be the force that causes a glass you drop to fall to the floor. When we throw a ball in the air, it returns to the ground. When we shoot a ball in the net, it falls down. You can see here as well in this picture, an apple is falling down from the tree. So whenever we throw anything to the height or anywhere, it always comes down because of gravitational force. There is an interesting fact as well, and which is I am going to share with you about gravitational force, that if we do not have gravitational force, we must have been flying in the air. So it is really very important for us to walk or stick to the ground. Now again some practice questions. For trying these questions, you could pause the video, and after that you can check your answers on the next slide. So here are your answers of all the questions. There is a correction for answer 3. It is yes here. So that's all for this video. For more videos, you could log on to justtutors.com. Thank you.